What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got some surprise buffs to Ember announced today, and honestly, these might be some pretty big changes as far as her Helminth and her energy economy is concerned. So let's get right into it. But before we do, make sure to sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Maybe these changes to Ember sound pretty good to you. You can actually watch my stream tomorrow as I co-stream the Game Awards and get a free copy of the Ember Warframe just for watching. So come on, stop by the live stream channel tomorrow, or I'll probably be live today too, so you can come by today. We won't be getting the free Ember tonight. Alright, so let's get right into what Pablo has announced for us, and I'm going to go over some theory crafting stuff as I always do, involving these recently announced changes. So these will be slated for the Jade Shadows update on the 18th, but remember, the Ember heirloom skin will not be out until July 20th, basically TennoCon. So let's get right into what Pablo has announced for us today. Alright, so lead developer Pablo.
Hello. We made some changes to Ember, and I'm here to share those with you. For her one, we removed the whole hold to charge thing. Now you get the maximum values all the time. We increased the range from 2 meters to 3 meters. We reduced the energy from 50 down to 25, and we added a guaranteed heat proc to the AoE part of the ability.
Okay, so all these changes are going to be for her first ability, Fireball.
For her second ability, when you're at max heat, we reduce the energy per second from 10 down to 4, so it's much easier to maintain now. And for her 3, we made it so that the energy cost actually scales with heat. So if you're at full heat, it actually only costs 25 instead of the usual 75. We also improved a whole lot of the collision checking that it does, so it's much easier to hit enemies that are higher or below you. For the augments now, Healing Flame converts all overheals into Overguard.
Alright, this is important right here. This is what a basis of a lot of my theory crafting will be going off of. Overheals turn to Overguard with the Healing Flame augment for Fire Blast. Remember, that is her Helminth ability.
And Purifying Flames removes all statuses from you. Hope you're excited to try her out. Adios.
Okay, so big changes
We made some changes.
Big changes we can take away from that is going to be the Healing Flame augment will now provide Overguard. That is a big deal as far as, you know, Overguard source. I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that the first Overguard source from a Helminth in the entire game. So let's go ahead and take a look in the ship at what's happening here. So, yeah, here we are in Ember. So we're going to look at Ember's build and augments. Now, I was working on a new Ember build for level 10,000. This is not what you would run for normal missions, for sure. Like, normal missions, you kind of want to run, like, probably Adaptation or something more like this. But yeah, for high-level missions, this is what I was looking at. Now, we get the Fireball Frenzy augment mod. As far as changes you can expect from this patch Pablo's announced, you can just tap the Fireball for maximum AoE and also, you know, just maximum damage. Also, you know, this will be doing a guaranteed proc. We got Fireball Frenzy to give increased heat damage on weapons, so that's great. Immolation, this ability is going to have less of an energy drain. So as you can see right there, 10 per second when you're at maximum fire meter. You need to be at maximum fire meter to get the full benefits of the heat meter. That heat meter influences how much armor removal you have with your Fire Blast. So it was kind of counterproductive on Ember. Like, you had to go to maximum fire meter to actually have access to your full power, but when you're at maximum fire meter, you're draining 10 energy per second. So with a build like this, we'll probably be draining, like, I don't know, like 3.5 per second. That's a lot less than what it currently is. So that'll be great. Additionally, the new changes are going to be mainly around Fire Blast. This ability is an armor strip and a knockdown. It technically has some fire damage too, but mainly it's used as an armor strip and a knockdown. Now, once we have the Healing Flames augment mod equipped, which I'll probably end up putting on the build, maybe over Fireball Frenzy, now each enemy hit by this ability heals Ember for 25 to 50 depending on her immolation level. And that amount does scale with strength. So with this much strength, 77% Overguard per enemy hit after the patch. Now, that's going to go on other frames too, as it is her Helminth ability. Now, I don't really have anyone that with Fire Blast subsumed onto them, but when you have the Helminth version of Fire Blast, and you cast it, since there is no heat meter on other frames, it is like a 50% value of, if you had like 50% heat meter on other frames. So that's going to mean it's going to be about 37 Overguard per enemy hit with the augment. So that's going to mean you're going to have an Overguard providing armor strip after this patch. So that's pretty interesting, at least. As far as Purifying Flames removing status or giving status immunity, sure. I don't think that's going to be as important as this one. It is potentially our first Overguard Helminth in all of Warframe. So what does Overguard provide you? Well, Overguard gives you some extra health. It's kind of like extra health on top of your normal health bar, which is not affected by armor or DR. But still, you can easily like refresh that over and over again. And I can't remember if this is actually for your teammates too. It looks like it's only for you. Each enemy hit heals Ember, doesn't heal your teammates. So it will be a personal like Overguard providing Helminth. So armor strip and Overguard in one Helminth ability. That seems pretty decent to me. Now, is it going to be worth it? They said they're reducing the energy cost of it when you have increased heat meter. I wonder if that will change the energy cost on the subsume. Probably not, as there is no heat meter on other frames. But yeah, guys, these changes are sounding pretty good. Now, no changes to her 4. I'm trying to remember if there's any buffs that her 4 gets from her 2. Damage per second. Okay, so it looks like the damage of the fireball scales with the heat meter as well. So it's just going to be an overall big buff to Ember because, you know, it was just so much drain on her 2. So they're going to really reduce the drain on her 2. That's going to make it where it's easier to stay in your increased fire mode for more damage. Also, you're going to have more fire procs in your 1, and then Fire Blast is getting some big changes to the augments, which will make it probably, potentially good on other frames. I'm trying to think what frames I'd actually like to have an Overguard armor strip. Now, the armor strip is not that great, but remember too, enemies are getting their armor massively nerfed in the Jade Shadows update, so more, weaker armor strips like this might become a thing that you might want. Now, it does sound kind of similar to Pillage, but don't forget too, if you have Brief Respite on your build, you will get the shield from casting the ability, and then with Healing Flame, you'll get Overguard. So you'll get Overshield and Overguard from this Helminth in the future. So that's not bad. I mean, Overguard gives you a 0.5 second invincibility gate, and Brief Respite, like depending on what kind of build, with a catalyzing shield build like this, it's 1.3 seconds of shield gate. So that's like, almost 2 seconds of invincibility whenever we cast Fire Blast. That's pretty decent, I'd say, and it definitely could use some like theory crafting around it. So, good change, Pablo. Good announcement for sure. Reminder, guys, if you do want to get a free Ember, you can watch my stream tomorrow on the Game Awards. Apparently, they're going to be announcing the first Descendant release date, if you're thinking about that game. And there's some rumors there might be a Borderlands 4 announcement, but that, it might not actually happen. So, either way, guys, this is gonna make Ember a lot better. It's gonna make her Helminth definitely more enticing, especially with these lower armor enemies we'll be fighting in the Jade Shadows update. And yeah, the heirloom skin will be coming out on July 20th, basically the day of TennoCon. So if you don't have Ember yet, get the free Ember tomorrow, and then you can get Ember Prime when she gets unvaulted with Resurgence at TennoCon. So I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate all the support, and yeah, I'll be working on some Ember builds on stream for sure. Take it easy, guys. Peace.